So the project is going to take in a YouTube URL, and it's then going to download that video and chop it up into reels. So it's going to look through the video. It'll get a transcription of the audio so it knows what the person is saying. And this is meant to be used with like podcast format stuff, or kind of anywhere where like the audio is clear enough to actually make out the conversation. So what the LLM is trained to do, and we used a bunch of different LLMs, but I think I settled on Gemini. I don't even know. It's like kind of amazing how quickly you can iterate. So I tried GPT, and that was screwing up because it was hallucinating different parts of the video that didn't exist, right? So then I tried Gemini, and then I think I actually settled on Claude, and it's just amazing like how quickly you can kind of take these different LLMs and plug and play them like Lego blocks, right? So if one doesn't work, you just pull it out, try another one. And I've been using Claude Code to do all this, and it's been really amazing. So what was I saying? So like, yeah, it'll take a YouTube video and it'll get a transcription of the audio and try to find viral moments in the video. So the LLM is given a prompt that kind of explains what a viral moment is. We can go ahead and pull that up. Well, one of the amazing things about this whole process, and that you're going to see me struggling with here, is just to figure out like where all the files are, right? Because like you can vibe code. I don't like the term, but I mean you can have Claude Code continually spit out stuff that actually works pretty well. And I think like if you're a programmer or come from a programming background, the advantage that you have is that you can look at what it's spitting out and you can kind of do a quick sanity check as you're seeing the code unfold in front of you as to whether it looks right or whether it's going down a path that you know is not going to work or you've already thought about, right? So having that technical like foundation, I think, is still really, really helpful. But you're gonna see like I definitely don't remember like where everything is, right? And so, for instance, if I search up Claude, here we go, find hooks TypeScript. So here's the TypeScript file where we're looking for the actual like viral moments in the video, right? So here's the prompt that we give to the LLM, and we've kind of educated it on like what a viral moment is. So here's the identity statement. You are a master viral content strategist who understands psychology, storytelling, and social media algorithms. And your mission is to find the most scroll-stopping moments in this video that could become a viral YouTube short. And then we kind of educated on what constitutes a viral moment, right? And believe it or not, Claude Code came up with all of this. I did not actually write this prompt, but it did a pretty good job. So let's look at what it thinks a viral moment is, right? So we have either some cognitive dissonance, everything you know about something is wrong, social proof, loss aversion. You can read this for yourself. I don't have to read the whole thing, but it's pretty amazing given just a prompt, which is do this mission, like what it can actually come up with, right? So let's go ahead and just run the project. I'll talk about it too much more. So we'll open up Warp. So we're going to run again. Oops, I'm in AI mode. So we're going to run our worker, and that's just going to queue up jobs. As I give it a YouTube URL to process, it's just a Redis queue that is going to stack those up and then process them for us. And then we'll run our web app. npm dev. Oh, I'm in AI mode again. It's really amazing, like how much these worlds of, you know, even in like Warp, the AI and the non-AI is sort of intersecting, right? So let's go ahead and pop this open. Okay, I need to go to the dashboard. Oh. And looks like we have an error. Oh, I was doing some stuff and I forgot to regenerate the database schema. All right, so no problem. So we'll just come in here, we'll split our terminal again, and then we just need to have Prisma, which is the database, regenerate. So I don't remember the Prisma command for that, so I'm just going to have Warp figure it out. We'll say regenerate Prisma. So I found our schema file. Oh, and that's it. It's just pn npm Prisma generate. Go ahead and run that. And that's right, I don't have Prisma installed. So I'm just going to say cancel all that, use Prisma in project, because I do have it loaded in the project to regenerate models or a schema. Cool. All right, that looks right. We're just calling Prisma generate, but this time with the schema in the model on npx. Cool. All right, let's go back to our browser. All right, we're still having a problem here. So this is a good time to actually show you kind of another neat trick I learned lately. So let's go ahead and we're going to just rerun the website, not the worker, and we're going to output the log to T. And so we're going to both write everything, all the standard out stuff is still going to show up, but it's also going to go into this app.log file. And so from there, I can just run Claude, and I can say look at logs in app.log and fix issue. A bunch of y'all are probably laughing at me right now because this is like some super basic thing, right? But I mean, this is kind of the benefit of being a programmer and generally sort of knowing like how different things interact, right? We have a worker, we have a front end, we have a database, but I don't need to really know anything specifically about the problem, like the Prisma or the schema in the Prisma or whatever, right? Like I can really kind of just build the tooling in such a way that it can sort of figure it out for me. Okay, let's see if that did it. All right, we still have find many. All right, we'll say look again. Oh, you know what I'm actually realizing now? And it's arriving at this conclusion too, because I didn't start the Docker instance, right? That's obviously going to be a problem. So let's pull up Docker. I think it might be on my other screen here. Oh, it's just sitting up there. All right, let's pop open the dashboard and let's see. So I need to go ahead and start my Docker instance. That is not the right one. So let's see. It did write a Docker compose. I forgot. We'll just tell Claude I forgot to start Docker. And it should find that Docker compose file. And there it is, infra Docker compose. We'll go ahead and start that up. All right. So great, everything has been created. Let's go ahead and just try again. There we go. All right, so that was a simple mistake. Hopefully, that probably never happens to anyone watching this, but it happens to me all the time. So, all right, so let's go ahead and enter a YouTube URL. So let's find a YouTube video. Let's find one that's sort of in the style that we're looking for. So let's say Iced Coffee Hour with Graham Stephan. That's a sort of a podcast format, right? Don't buy Bitcoin. Fair enough. All right, so we'll go ahead and paste this in. We'll hit create project. And so we've got a new project in the pending state. We'll go ahead and click in and it'll say processing video for viral moments. This may take a few minutes, right? So you can look down here on the left side of the screen. You'll kind of be able to watch the process unfold in the worker. So it's gone ahead and made a new project with an ID. It's going to download that video off YouTube using the YTDLP package. It's just a public Python package that we're running here. So this is a larger video, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer. Not too bad though. All right, so we've gone ahead and downloaded the video. We're going to extract the audio with FFmpeg. And you got to remember, I didn't write any of this code. Like, this was just me going back and forth with Claude Code, trying to piece together this thing. And all along the way, there were errors and there were problems. And what I figured out is if you just pipe the output of the worker and the web app into log files, you just tell Claude Code once, hey, the output from both these things is in these different log files. And it kind of creates this feedback loop wherein it'll try to run the app, it'll have some kind of runtime error, it'll look in the log, and then it'll fix it. So it's pretty amazing. Pretty cool. All right, so we've got the audio. Looks like we had kind of a large audio file because it's a larger video. So we've compressed it down to 35 meg. We sent it over to DeepGram API, which it's like an alternative to OpenAI Whisper. It's a little bit cheaper and they claim it's more accurate. I don't know, but I'm on like a trial program with them. So it does seem to be faster for sure. Let's see what we got here. Rate limit error with OpenAI. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. Request would exceed the rate limit of your organization of 40,000 input tokens per minute. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of hitting the upper end of what Claude will allow us to do. So it's going to retry again. It's probably going to fail again because obviously the input is the same. So I guess that audio file is just too big for Claude's context window. That's interesting. Actually, it's not for their context window, it's just for what I've paid for. It sounds like they're more than happy to give me more tokens if I pay them money, which right now I'm not doing, so that's probably why. Let's see if this last one succeeds or fails. Okay, yeah, so we're still getting the same problem. I'll tell you what, let's try a shorter video. So this one is probably, how do I see that? It's probably like an hour long at least. So yeah, almost 2 hours. So let's just pick a shorter video. So there's this finance YouTuber, Matthew Barrett, finance. We'll look him up. He has some shorter videos, and let's do this one. Paste that in, create project. Okay. So you can see that DLP download was a lot faster, much smaller audio file, 5.5 meg. So we're already processing that one with Sonnet. Let's see what that gets us back. Cool, so this is kind of neat. You can start to see some analysis here. Main theme, how a college student builds significant wealth through traditional work, bartending, smart investing, and low expenses while in school. And then sounds like we've got a few viral moments. So here's some: how I managed to maintain a 6-figure income. The average American spends over 1/3 of their income. In the last 2 semesters of college I worked for, in my experience, people don't care about your degree. So it's doing a pretty good job, I think, of sort of looking at the transcript and finding those hooks that are really going to grab people's attention in the first few seconds. Great, so our find hooks job has completed. Go ahead and refresh this. We see that the video is done. Cool, so here's some of our viral moments, just in a list. How I managed to maintain a 6-figure income throughout my college years. It gives an explanation as to why it's viral. It's pretty cool, and it's kind of categorized them into different things here. So I can go ahead and just click Generate Smart Clip, go back over to the worker. It's going to download the YouTube video again. We could have stored the entire thing in S3, but as you saw with that first video, that probably would not scale super well. So we're just going to re-download and process it ephemerally. Great, so we've made some clips, we've extracted some thumbnails. Let's go ahead and refresh. Awesome, so here is our first clip. Let's see what it looks like.
What's up YouTube, Matt here. In today's video, I want to talk to you all about how I managed to maintain a six-figure income all throughout my college years, and by the time I graduated, have actually made about $500,000.
So that's like not bad actually. I mean, so for that one, it just took the front of the video, but that just happened to be where our viral moment was, right? The other thing I would definitely change is like get rid of all the text. It's putting the transcription text just all over the front of the video, which obviously isn't very aesthetically nice, but we could definitely do that with just a quick ask from Claude, right? Let's do one more. So that one's pending. And we'll just queue up a couple more here, because why not? Cool, second one is done. Let's take a look.
Businesses care about the value that you can bring to the table. They're certainly not interested.
Okay, so we're starting to see kind of the limitations, I think, right? So we had a little bit of fuzz at the beginning of the clip. So there was the end of the word university made its way into the front of the actual hook, right? So the LLM is not going to be absolutely perfect, right, at figuring out the exact timestamp at which the hook begins. We probably could do some prompt engineering to ask it to be even more specific. So that is something we could try. It also has output a clip that is only 5 seconds long, right? So any clip, any Reels editor will tell you that your clip probably should be at least 20 to 30 seconds to garner attention and just to have like something to say, right? You can't say much in 6 seconds. So that looks like something we can do some prompt engineering on. Let's try one more.
Get these paid positions. Cold applying online
kind of same issue there.
Is essentially a total waste of time. In my last 2 semesters of college, I worked for an oil and gas company as an intern, the CEO of which I met from bartending. And keep in mind, I was working as an intern. I wasn't making any sort of insane money, but it definitely added up. This now means that I was working 2 jobs while being a full-time student, a lifestyle that I would not recommend to anybody that was incredibly unsustainable.
Cool. So I mean, it's interesting content for sure. So I, again, just like need to do some fine tuning on the prompt.
Be mindful about taking on student loans. Although it seems to be the societal norm, this is a trap. No one wants to be in their 40-somethings paying off college debt from 20 years ago. That is not a good look. Well, I know I packed a lot into that video, but that's about all I got for you. There are so many different hustles and ways to make money even as a young person. Don't give up. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. You can make it happen. The opportunities are out there. Sometimes it pays to be humble, swallow the ego.
Cool. So in my opinion, these are pretty mediocre reels. Like, they're not really anything I would feel proud posting. But they might be better than nothing for the average YouTuber out there who's just getting started. So I'm really curious kind of what you guys think as a community. Should I slap a paywall on this and like a watermark or something and try to run some Facebook ads to it? I don't think it's obviously there's like a lot of cosmetic work and things like that need to be done. But I think it is pretty amazing what you can do with about 4 hours of work nowadays and a little bit of understanding of how the web works and how these tools can be stitched together. So until next time, have a great day.